Hello, ladies and gentlemen, I'm Fasa the Silver Chimera, and I want to ask the question, was Halo Wars necessary? Well, let's find out on the road to infinite. Welcome, folks, to the year 2531. Humanity is in the middle of a war with a collective of alien races known as the Covenant. This is Harvest, a human colony, and we've been fighting over it for 5 long years. Think of it like a planetary tug of war. This is the UNSC Spirit of Fire. She's led by Captain James Cutter, who looks like he's 1 second away from saying, "Oh man, I'm getting too old for this shit." Then we got Serena, the ship's AI construct, and she gives off kind of a dominatrix vibe, but like in a fun way.
Babe, it's 4 p.m. Time for your dick flattening.
Professor Ellen Anders is next on the list. She has an IQ of 180 and has PhDs in biology, anthropology, and psychology. So that makes her a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Spartan. Last but certainly not least, we got Sergeant John Forge, a man's man who looks like a cross between Howie Mandel and Jason Statham. Maybe a little bit of Johnny Sins in there. Anyway, the first mission of this game is a nice, smooth transition to the real-time strategy genre. Most of the other games we'll be covering in this series are all first-person shooters. So even though the genre has changed and the camera is set at different plays, trust me, this game still feels like Halo. Just look, there's a warthog, and you can hit people with it. See? Halo. But if you notice, everything has a Halo spin. Like the reticle is the same as the assault rifle, and there are skulls hidden around the levels for something to hunt and explore for. Speaking of the levels, the opening level is well made, and I am a sucker for snow environments, so I hope we get to see more like this in the future. Forge has to rally the troops and take back Alpha Base. By the end of the first level, I had my own little army, and it was super fun to just point at something and watch it be reduced to nothing instantaneously. After we take back Alpha Base, we realize the Covenant has been digging and found something in the ice. Naturally, we have to go kick over their sandcastle. A little fun fact, I had to replay this game for the series, and it's been a while. I looked up roughly how long it would take to clear the campaign, and apparently it's 9 hours long. Fuck! Which I didn't believe at first, but then it slowly dawned on me. I have to wait a lot. The gameplay consists of building a base and then choosing how it should work. You need supply pads, reactors, and a handful of other things. I'm not saying this is bad, and I'm sure people who already enjoy RTS games already know this. I'm just saying that this game is kind of a slow burn. Now, I did not realize this until I got my army massacred a couple of times. Then, it clicked. I need to use strategy. I know. Shocker, right? After my epiphany, I took a step back and started to think about what kind of units I needed, how to fortify and upgrade my base. And what felt like in no time at all, I had one hell of an army. I rolled into that Covenant dig site 27 deep. Tanks, warthogs, and the boys.
Good work. Prepare for new orders.
Once inside the relic, Anders touches some shit she probably shouldn't have touched, and the Covenant set off an ambush. Somehow. Probably active camo. Everyone is overrun. I don't know how that happened, seeing I kicked the door down with a couple of tanks, but, whatever. What was I talking about again? Oh, right, we're under attack. Luckily, the Spirit of Fire dropped off a pair of Grizzlies, which are bigger and meaner tanks that I really wish I could drive, That's the one thing I really love about this game. It added a lot of cool characters and vehicles to the Halo universe, so shout out to the spinoffs. With a pair of Grizzlies under my control, getting to the troops in the back of the relic is a piece of cake.
Base, this is Forge. We're under heavy fire.
I'm on the way, calm down.
I've got men down. Where are those reinforcements?
Hold your horses, Forge, damn! So after all the violence happened, everyone got back to the Spirit of Fire okay. And it would seem they need to head to another human colony called Arcadia.
Serena, set course for Arcadia.
Aye, sir. Crazy mystery trip to Arcadia plotted in, spinning up FTL drive.
Serena, get out of my lab.
Oh, shit! Catfight! In case none of you speak sassy bitch, that roughly translates to, bitch, I'd cut you if you were real. The good news is Arcadia is a short hop, skip, and a slip space jump away. The bad news is the Covenant's already there, and they're breaking shit, like buildings and people.
Getting visuals now, Captain.
Serena, launch pods. Bring the ship to alert.
Did you hear the soft Halo theme in the background there? I think that is a nice touch, and it's a good way to introduce the first Spartans we see in the game. Spartans and their power armor are synonymous with Halo, and personally, it's one of my favorite parts of the franchise. So I'm really happy that they're in this game as special units, always equipped with heavy weapons like a Spartan laser or a rocket launcher. Plus, they have the ability to hijack enemy vehicles, so that's pretty sweet. And it's a good thing Spartans are such raging badasses, because this mission, Arcadia, is a bitch. You have to defend 3 evac ships for 20 minutes. And I gotta give credit where credit is due here. I think the point of this mission was to give you a small taste of overwhelming chaos. In the Halo universe, when the Covenant shows up, they hit hard and they hit fast. All that's left is dust and glass. Bars! That was slapping, dog. Fire! Straight heat! That wasn't cringe at all. After the evacuation, we jump over to the Covenant side of things for a bit, where the Arbiter of the time, Rippa Morimi, and the Prophet of Regret are having a good old walk and talk about the Arbiter's current mission, which is to destroy the human race. The Arbiter feels that raiding old temples and finding ancient relics isn't the most effective way for him to complete his mission. And the Prophet of Regret says to be patient. He has a fleet of ancient ships that can make an unstoppable invasion force, but they need a human to activate it. If I could take a second, I love the inclusion of the Covenant characters in this game. The Arbiter in this game is a complete 180 from the Arbiter of Halo 2. He's meaner and more brutal. As for the Prophet of Regret, well, he'll get his vibe check soon enough. Trust me. After the aliens have a little powwow, the Prophet of Regret tells the Arbiter to capture Professor Anders. But she's still in Arcadia dealing with the...
What was that? Taste the rainbow, motherfucker!
The Super Scarab. And to put this elegantly, fuck the Super Scarab! You ever run into a situation that is the polar opposite of how your brain works? Like it was designed to piss you off? That's this level for me. Let me explain. You see, the Super Scarab is tied down like a mental patient.
I can break these cuffs.
You can't break those cuffs.
But just because he can't move doesn't mean he's not capable of annihilating all of your units in the blink of an eye. So, we gotta kill him fast. How about the Mac gun? Shoot a big ass bullet from space. That'll do some damage, right?
Mac rounds. Mac firing.
Okay, so I gotta do this the hard way. I gotta build my base, start making supplies, get the boys ready, because out there, we gotta find some power nodes scattered around the map. While you're searching for these nodes, the Scarab is still looking for you, and if it sees you... Yeah, so you gotta find the nodes, dodge in line of sight, build up a decently sized army, and all of that needs to be done quickly. If not, your base goes boom. It was a pain in my cute furry little ass, but eventually I figured it out. I had to destroy all the nodes because that slows his head down, then split my forces up, divide and conquer. Finally, I just kept throwing bodies at it until the damn thing was dead. Not the most graceful solution, but hey, it worked. After the Super Scarab explodes, Anders and Forge head down to investigate the wreckage. Why does her camera look like a small Spartan laser? Anyway, Rippa Morimi shows up, whoops Forge's ass, and then drags Anders back onto ship with him by her weave. Then Red Team shows up in a surprisingly funny scene. Red Team and Forge get back to the Spirit of Fire, and Captain Cutter has to make a fast decision to follow the Arbiter ship somewhere. But little did they know that all new horrors lie ahead. It's time to unleash the... What the... I have been informed that I must skip some of the content here due to the request of the Office of Naval Intelligence. My family and I are completely safe, and I am in no way in danger. Classified shit happens, and the super fleet is activated. Captain Cutter decides to use the Spirit of Fire's faster-than-light drive to blow everything up. Good news? The Covenant don't get a bunch of new fancy toys to kill all humanity. The bad news? The Spirit of Fire is going to be trapped here for a while. But if it gives humanity a chance, then it's worth it. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the best cutscene in Halo Wars. Red Team and Forge are setting up the FTL drive. Then suddenly, they're being pushed by the Covenant. But that's not all. Ripper Morimi steps out of the shadows and Forge wants his rematch. This is one of my favorite cutscenes in the entire Halo franchise. We get to see Spartans kicking ass and being the unstoppable war machines they are in the books. And the fight between Forge and the Arbiter is a one-sided shitstomp, where the Arbiter is literally throwing Forge around like a ragdoll.
My face will be the last thing that it eyes see.
Oh, that is the face you make when you've been talking too much shit. After the best part of the game, the FTL drive is damaged, and Forge decides to set it off manually. With that said and done, the Spirit of Fire hauls ass, using an artificial sun to slingshot itself around, gain enough speed to escape the explosion. The Spirit of Fire is MIA and the ending is a somber one, but I think that's what makes it work. Halo Wars is a great game, and I had a lot of fun replaying it for the series. It brought back some memories, man. Like, the night it came out, me and my friends decided we were going to celebrate like only a bunch of Halo nerds can, with the world's biggest ice cream float. We grabbed a cooler, several buckets of ice cream, and so much Mountain Dew the cashier looked at us like we had a problem. We rushed home, loaded up the game, and took turns playing it until we beat it. In that time, we enjoyed beautiful cutscenes and a story that is full of deep cuts to the Halo universe. And I got to play a real-time strategy game for the first time. I'll never forget that night. So, I guess I should answer the question now. Was Halo Wars necessary? Yes and no. I think it fills out the Halo universe a bit, makes it feel more alive. Not to mention, the original Halo was going to be an RTS, so I think it's kind of cool that it all kind of wrapped itself up. But did the story of the Spirit of Fire need to be told? Maybe. Maybe it did. Because 343 was able to use it to set up Halo Wars 2 and then Halo Infinite. But tell me what you think. Are you a fan of Halo Wars? Do you have a favorite part? Talk to me in the comments below. Make sure to leave a like, only if you feel so inclined. Don't forget to subscribe. And I am Fasa the Silver Chimera. Thank you for joining me on the road to Infinite. I'll see you next time.
So, you've made your choice. Yes, well, great minds do think alike.